Alright, welcome to day 3 on working on this antique table. I am Van, Backyard Carpenter. We are on YouTube called Backyard Carpenter Baby Boomers Can Do. Jane is doing, well, she's washing her car. But anyway, so I'm going to attempt to slide this off, and you got to remove the work surface because I just need to work on the top of the table now. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do right now. Well, I got it all. Okay, and the last thing you saw me getting my work surface out of the way, and let us take a look at the top of the table. A lot of water damage, people putting stuff up here. I think this was probably in somebody's garage and they were just putting stuff on. Looks like here and there like paint cans were put on top. And then we have some edging and a place right there, and you got a little raised spot right there. So there's a scrape right there. So what I'm going to attempt to do before we start talking about new veneer, alright, it's pretty thick stuff too. Okay, is I'm going to actually try to use some of my stripper with some gloves and see what I can do before we start talking about removing the veneer and redoing it. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do next. So now we're going to try to use this with this is a stripper, a citrus base. It doesn't smell like crazy. So we're going to use this on one half, and we have to wipe it on, okay, and then give it about 20-30 minutes to do its thing before you scrape it off. So got a lot of scratches, other damage. Notice I am wearing gloves, and I may have to raise the garage door up. I got it down so I can keep the little air conditioner cool in this place. So this is what I'm doing. This applying is pretty heavy duty. Again, it's a citrus base. I know you don't have smell vision behind this camera, but it does not have like Kiehl's type smell. They don't have that. I completed this first layer stripping element, and the foam brushes. Sorry about that. Let's try it again. Let's tighten this thing up. There you go. The foam brush is not doing too good, so I'm gonna have to go to just a regular bristle brush. But that's as far as I can do on it right now. Again, this is day 3 of this project. Flip the table over, remove the work surface. I'm only doing one half at a time, see what happens. And I'm going to have to go to a bristle brush. So, in about 20-30 minutes, I'll come back and see if I can scrape it down with a putty knife. We'll see what happens. It's been 30 minutes. So what I got, I'm using putty knife. It's a semi-wide putty knife now. I'm going to have some rags to scrape off that. I've already done one to see how to do it. So let's get a close up on what I'm doing. Alright, so what I'm using now is it's called Goop Begone, okay? It's again a citrus base. Alright, I'm just gonna give it a good spraying. Alright, pretty thorough, pretty uniform spray. And that's it. Now I'm gonna let it sit. Put my top back on this. Wipe my rag off. Kind of wipe my rag and cover it. I'm using this rag instead of a foam brush. Alright. And then I'll be back in about 5 minutes. It's been 5 minutes. So now I'm taking just an old rag and I'm wiping off the excess. Okay. As I'm wiping, I can feel I hit some spots. Everything else feels pretty smooth. And then I'm hitting a couple of spots. And so, what I'm going to do now is put another layer of the stripper, okay, and I'm using water that weight is long. It's a nylon brush instead of those foam brushes. Putting my second layer. I want to make sure I get over toward the center edge. Now, notice I got a little air conditioner now. It really helps a lot. There's an intense sunlight coming in though. But I have this handheld thermometer thing. And it's outside it's about 91, and in here it's around 82, 83 degrees. So the little air conditioner is helping to keep me a little on the cool side. So let's see what has happened to both sides since about 10 minutes ago when I applied it. Got my gloves back on. Got my rags ready. Here we go. Let's start over here. Now this is the second coat on this side. Alright, so I'm doing my, this is a little different. This is paint and varnish stripper, okay, and I'm going to spray it on the second side, and that's why I sprayed the gook on this side. That makes sense? Let's do it. So it's been about 5 minutes because I've got a number of different chemicals going on. I had to lower the window down in the air conditioner, and I may have to raise the garage door bottom up a little bit. Anyway, but this is keeping it nice and cool in here, although it's about 90 degrees. So there's two sides to this, right? And y'all didn't tell me to put my gloves on. Okay, here's my gloves. Even with this series of chemicals, you still have to wear gloves. Although it's a citrus base. By the way, a secret on putting gloves on is blow them up like a balloon first and then slip your hands in. Or use baby powder to sprinkle on the inside and slide your hand in. Now, I learned a long time ago to go with the more expensive gloves than, let's say, let me show you that, inexpensive. Instead of like these little blue ones. So these are thicker, more chemical resistant, but they're easier to put on. So alright, enough talking. Spin the camera a little bit. Here we go. Now, the one side I'm just wiping it down with this cloth on one side. But this got the spray. Okay. Now the question is, you know, like I got a comfy little place right here, and I got some place right here, and I think the way I'm going to address this is with some putty and some sanding, and a little bit more putty and some sanding to smooth it out. Now we'll be using for all steel wool. It's like a very, very, very fine steel wool. And now for the other side, I've got to actually use my putty knife and a rag, and so I'm going to have a back turn to you. I'm going to go across here. I got the air conditioner pointing upward instead of down at the table. It's made a world of difference to being able to work on this stuff without being one solid sweat. That wasn't good. I'm not going to bore you with just scraping away. You see what I'm doing, so I'm going to cut the camera off right now.
Ooh-wee.
No. I got some really stubborn watermark stains where people put glasses and other stuff on here, and it was not protected, didn't have polyurethane or anything on it. So let's make sure the microphone's on. Let's see if the microphone's on. Now it is. All right. You have to be very careful with veneer. That I've got some stubborn stains, so I'm using, this is a palm sander with 320 grit on it. But I can't put anything stronger than that on this because, again, this is thin veneer, and I don't want to go through the veneer onto whatever the base is. Right? So plus I'm using a steel wool that is probably about 2 to 4. Give it a good scrape right here. Alright, so again I'm addressing the real tough watermarks and people putting glasses on here without any kind of protection. You know, so I'm going to be putting a polyurethane protection on it. It's a rub-on polyurethane. So this is going to be about it for day 3. Right? So I'm going to continue, but I'm going to go ahead and walk up to the camera and bring this up just a little bit. There you go. So this is the end of day 3. I'm going to have to let this all dry overnight and see where I've got to be able to concentrate on getting some of the old stain off of this veneer top. But I'm pleased with it so far. I got some patches that I'm going to have to make with some wood putty, but I'll get it all to match in. So end of day 3, been great having y'all on board. We are known as the Backyard Carpenters, Baby Boomers Can Do. We're on YouTube. Go check us out. I'm Van James getting ready for Woman's Conference. But anyway, I'll see you on day 4.